Hi, welcome to the Maz and Satcast, the most professional podcast on the planet.
Yeah,
I
we're
am
just a couple of
Maz.
fucking idiots.
I'm Maz. I'm the
Yeah, you
peeled
are.
banana in your fruit bowl of love.
Oh my god, dude. I'm the pineapple on your pizza.
Not one of them. Not one of them.
So, how was your weekend, brother? Obviously, we're recording this on Memorial Day, actually, because we like to do shit like that. You know, do Mother's Day, Memorial Day. I like it. I like the holiday streams. How was your weekend?
um, Party at my house on Saturday. I think we had like 35 folks here. I smoked the shit out of some pork. Yesterday was our community pig roast. It was okay. And then today, the peak of the weekend, I get to record with my guy.
There you go. Fuck, man, you make me feel so good inside. I mean, not inside. Go Cubs.
I
All right.
believe moist is the word.
I saw your butt, plural, on the internet. That was kind of nice. They look delicious. You look like you did a fucking great job. Although we all know when you're using a trigger, it does all the work for you. I'm a coal and wood guy, as you know. I did some barbecue chicken for the family last night on the Weber, because that's the way to do it. It was good.
I didn't see it. Maybe
No, I didn't take pictures
it.
of it. Yeah, I didn't feel it was necessary for everyone else to see my chicken.
Maybe you should post it on the YouTube.
Maybe I should. I don't know. It's over now. I didn't take any pictures. Like I said, my wife made some pretty good pasta salad though. Kind of blew my mind. Threw half a cup into a giant fucking can of baked beans. That was delicious. What else? I like to put my baked beans over the grill, by the way. That's you put them in foil. Fucking good shit. Anyway, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
What are you
I was going to say you could take a photo of the aftershock of the chicken. Post that.
Well, I also did brats because, as you know, I'm a Scotty now, and I have to cook brats anytime anything goes on the grill.
I did brats as well.
Well, that you had a lot of people to feed.
Yeah, 35-ish, I think. I did brats, kibasi, and hot links. Oh my god, the hot links.
Dude, I love me some fucking hot links. We have a place out here that does barbecue, and I know the owner, and we've had their hot links, and they're fucking delicious. But I would love to have some of those. You're gonna have to send me some at some point. But
I got to figure it out. Dry ice, I would presume. But my boy, he calls me yesterday morning, like 11 a.m. He goes, "These motherfucking hot links are the shit."
Now I'm sure that is an accurate description. I am 100% certain that is an accurate description. Other than cooking, it was a really busy television weekend, if you will. And that's what we're here to cover. All the quote unquote sporting events that we so love. I imagine the majority of the American public enjoys some of these. It was a long fucking weekend. Where do you want to start?
The College World Series bracket just was released.
Oh.
In the Fayetteville Regional, the Kansas Jayhawks are the number 2 seed.
Ting.
They play
Ting.
Creighton in the first game.
Ting.
Yeah, I love it. I'm in. We had that. I just finished up Saturday night's main event. I watched Battleground live. I didn't watch the other show. I didn't watch Monaco,
You didn't watch
but
any racing.
I did see all the yachts that were. They had like, I think 852 yachts in the harbor and circling into the harbor, like $1 billion yachts.
Oh yeah,
so it's a big deal.
That's actually the main reason why Monaco is still a thing. To be honest, because from a racing standpoint, it is by far the worst race on the calendar because it's just too small. And yeah, it's still pretty cool to see the Principality. It's something everybody loves, but for racing, it's basically just
a flex to show your wealth.
Yeah, pretty much. And it turns into more of a parade than anything. And I'll get into it a little bit more, but Formula One tried to manipulate it this year, and it kind of just turned into a giant clusterfuck. Not a lot of positive things to say about it, to be honest. I guess, but that's on Sunday. So,
well, then let's start with Friday.
Yeah, let's start with Friday.
Friday.
What happened on Friday?
MLB The Show dropped the Color Storm Team Affinity.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I wasn't too angry at it. I mean, I understand like there's a lot of shit to bitch about in this game right now. And I'm sure we're going to talk about a few of the things, but I liked some of the players. You're never going to like all of them. You're never going to like all of them. I think the NL Central got done pretty dirty compared to like some of the other ones. But I still found it very interesting. And they promised an easy program for these guys. Like what they say on the stream, half an hour, 45 minutes. There are ways to do that, obviously, but you're not, I mean, I don't know anybody that is going to grind through every team doing it the same loop over and over and over again. I did it. I did it to get to my chase pack as quickly as possible. I just kept playing the 3 map over and over. And then I got through an entire mini season this weekend too. So between I played a lot because I had 3 screens going as, you know, with all this stuff on. That's kind of the way it went. And I got to my chase pack. So I got 8, right? I'm up to 10 now, but I got to my first 8, got my chase pack, pulled the diamond, super excited. Stephen Kwan, no thanks. So I completed entire mini seasons, plus I did the 3 map at least 10 times, maybe more. So like you get a 5 bundle every time you complete it, not to mention whatever else you're doing for XP. And I'm very close to my wheel spin. But like all the packs that I opened had to be over 100 some, like it's an extreme amount. And the ball-ins that I got out of all of them too, not one diamond pull over the weekend, not one from a pack, not one. And
we've been saying it for a while.
I think that the update made it even worse, if I'm being honest. Like I think when they did the update, they did something and it's so bad. And the last like 3 or 4 diamonds that I pulled from anything over the last couple of weeks have been outside of live series. They're never live series. So it's a real problem, like a real problem. It's not just, oh, the cards are too expensive. No, I mean,
that's why they're expensive, because nobody's pulling them.
Nobody's pulling them. I know it's not just me.
I saw in the Facebook group somebody opened 243 standard packs and didn't pull Fun Diamond.
Yeah.
And they had 24 ball-ins, and I think they got like a 3,000 stub diamond. I didn't play much at all. I don't even have all the moments done for the new stuff. I just been going like division by division. That Luis Gil card sucks ass. I had to do that one like 7 times. What was the other one that sucked?
I have him. I got him.
It was hit a home run with somebody, and it took forever. Most of them were pretty easy though.
I was having an issue getting on base twice with Colton Cowser last night, and I finally just gave up.
I did that one first try. I hit a single and then I hit a bomb. Yeah, different folks, different swings for different folks.
100%. I got Javi first try. Like I did Javi's his get on base twice, and it was the same thing.
That one took me a while.
It was a home run and then a single. And yeah, I mean, that's how the game's set up. The strikeout 3 batters thing, most of them are for an entire game, not just an inning for these guys. So that I liked, because trying to get an immaculate inning is just the stupidest thing in the world. I skipped that moment for the spotlight this week, by the way. Like you can always skip like one moment on spotlight and still be completely fine.
It was what, Cal Quantrill or
don't even know, skipped it. But
this dude from the Marlins
is trash.
Oh, that 13 speed. Jesus Christ.
It's the game. We love it. We're gonna, like we said before, man, we keep playing it. I keep playing it. And some of the guys are pretty good. The Boston Red Sox, like I don't know
Yoshida.
Yeah, dude, the vision makes him insane, because you can hit the ball. It doesn't, and he's got that SWAT swing, so like you can swing super late and still put the ball in play. It's a great card. Nico Horner got one, and that made me happy.
His was get on base 3 times or get 3 hits.
Mhm.
That was a pain in the ass because he has warning track power.
I didn't do his moment because you can get by. You don't have to do the moments. Like they just give you 10K. So
I always like to do the moments because then you're like, is this card even worth, going?
Yeah, fair enough. My Cubs roster is, and to be fair, the Cubs cards that are available, I think the Cubs have the most available like guys at every position for really good players. Like right now, they are pretty peak, which they should be because right now in MLB, they're pretty fucking peak. Like it was easy. I only had to play a little bit to get Nico. It was pretty easy. I'm not looking forward to, is it next weekend when we go back for the weekend classic or do we have 2 more weeks? I'm not.
I think it's 2.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be, I'm up to bronze 2, but I'm not playing ranked to try and get it up because I'll wait for the weekend.
What's bronze 2? Is that 400 to 500?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably at 400 right now. I haven't played.
I'm sitting at 400. I really do want to do the some co-op on there, man.
I think it's fixed now.
Okay. I want to see how it works because we've never tried it, but go Cubs go. The Cubs win every series right now. They can't be counted out. They're absolutely relentless. They're hitting from the top of the order to the bottom of the order. They get a catcher hurt, have to bring a dude back in. Reese McGuire, I know he's played a lot of baseball.
He got drafted by the Pirates.
Did not know that. I probably should have listened to the broadcast, and they probably said that. But
do you know this little ability that he has?
Gooning in parking lots?
Yeah, he likes to jack off in parking lots.
Yeah, I'm aware. But he did hit 2 home runs in his first plate appearances for the Cubs. So,
of course,
dude, Seiya Suzuki is on an absolute tear. He does not get nearly enough love MLB wide. Everybody wants to talk about PCA, which you can't not talk about PCA. He's exciting. I get it. I have a lot of worries around PCA because I mean, you know that I was calling for him to get called up. We can go all the way back to the coaches show 2 years ago when we did the MLB preview, and I wanted them to call him up. Like I've been behind him, but he's a little bit of like, you can see that he's that guy that his head is just going to keep like doing this. The good thing is he's got people on that team to really help that. Justin Turner is turning into the guy that everybody's talking about now, like in the clubhouse. You know what I mean? Like all the other players give Turner a ton of credit for what he's doing. He hit his first home run with the Cubs this weekend too. It was bomb. It's fucking awesome.
Also lefty, I'm sure, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's what he's in the game for, right? Like, but yeah, they're an exciting team. I have no illusions that they're gonna win like a World Series or something. That's not what I care about. It's not what tons of Cubs fans care about right now. They're just fun to watch. They're more than fun to watch. They're a blast to watch, and they can go into the 8th inning down by 5 and win. Like that's who they are right now. Pitching is going to be a problem when we get to September and October. Like
they should be healthy though.
Well, Imanaga will be. Steele's never coming back, right? Like he's done for the year, and that it's super sad. His wife's TikToks are pretty awesome because she constantly shows him like watching games and stuff, and just showing how much he wants to be with the team. And I get that. If I were him, I'd want to be with the team too.
Did you see? I think it was last weekend. He went to a card shop, and he was ripping packs, and he got the Jaden Daniels Superfractor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was pretty pumped, dude. Yeah. I don't know if it's just going around baseball like it is. Like I know that Topps is really pushing because Fanatics took over all that shit. Fanatics, dude, we don't need to get into Fanatics right now. I think we could do like a whole conspiracy theory deep dive into Fanatics at some point. It's an absolute joke. Saw something the other day about the Alexa Bliss dolls, like the way that they have them written out about being hand stitched and stuff, and people getting them, and they're all screened on graphics and everything. And no shit, because it's Fanatics, and they don't make anything. They just get you they get a vendor They have vendors.
Mhm.
Like it's a joke.
I can't wait until that guy goes to prison.
It'll happen. I think it'll happen. But anyway,
The
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 cards, the
the white
cards,
party.
yeah,
Just gonna
the
say.
cards. They're around all the dugout or all the clubhouses, I would guess. But the Cubs, like, they're really leaning hard into it on their social network and on their broadcasts and stuff. That these guys are just having a blast, ripping cards together and stuff. Seiya pulled an autograph of himself, like his own card, like with an autograph on it. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, they're leaning into it, and they hope everyone else is too. Personally, after COVID ended and the card market went from being psychotic, because during COVID the card market across the board, all the way to Pokemon, all of it was insane, and that's when I was hustling. And now I got, once COVID was over and all the shops opened back up and Target started refilling and everything, I was like, yeah, go ahead, buddy, say something.
I was gonna talk about the Pirates. They're beating the
Oh,
hell out of the Brewers, and then they blew the game in the eighth yesterday. They still suck. They can't hit for shit. They've been pitching well, and they suck.
I saw something that Skeens said that he is focused on trying to win a World Series for that organization, and he doesn't intend on going anywhere. And I know we've talked ad nauseum about it. I just think that other teams aren't going to give him much of a choice if he continues his trajectory, right? Like that, and that's the other thing. His velocity is down, like, and his, like, I've seen people breaking down his pitching motions and everything and how it's changed this year, and like, I have to assume he's protecting his elbow.
I think it's more of the labrum. He's also pitching more to contact this year. I don't know why.
Well, I mean,
Can't
it's
trust-
efficient, right?
You can't trust the fielders on that team, though. That's what I'm saying.
You talked about the third base, or you sent the trade thing where Skeens had for Cade and Shaw. And I just, like, Cade, I'm good with. Shaw, if they're not trading for an all-star third baseman that's hitting 40 bombs a year, Shaw isn't worth parting with. He's just too good. He's hitting almost 500 since he's come back up. Like, he's good, and he's a good defensive third baseman too.
So I watched a breakdown of all those trades. That was from Bleacher Report, I believe, and
Okay.
it was only three people going for Skeens of every organization.
Oh, okay.
None
So
of the trades are remotely close to what they could get.
Yeah. At this point, I have to assume if the Cubs are buyers, which they should be going into the All-Star break, or we're nowhere near the All-Star break, by the way. It is Memorial Day. Like, and that's the thing. We can't get overzealous. But yeah, okay. But they got to be looking for pitching, especially in the bullpen, which, newsflash, that's what every team does during, like, any team that thinks they're going to the playoffs, they're looking for bullpen help come the trade deadline. So I'm sure we're going to talk about it. We're probably going to do a trade deadline show because we like to talk about the trade deadline. But yeah, baseball, MLB The Show, those things are fantastic, and I absolutely love them. So I'm heavily invested at this point.
I'm trying to get into baseball, but my owner kind of kicks me in the butt. Also, I sent you the Cubs and Reds were on MLB Network, and it was blacked out. Like, it's a national station. Don't pull that shit.
So I didn't quite understand, because I know blackouts are a huge issue for people that are trying to, watch games, and MLB talks about wanting to grow fandom. I think the number one suggestion I see across all my socials when interacting with these things is, get rid of the blackouts. And I mean, I couldn't agree more. I don't necessarily know what that blackout was all about. So were you trying to watch on MLB TV? Because I was watching on MLB TV.
I have DirecTV, and
Okay.
it was on MLB Network.
I watch on MLB TV. So the only time I ever get blacked out is if it's on Apple TV Plus or, ESPN. Sometimes I get blacked out. Or if they're playing the Brewers, because I live in the Brewers.
That makes sense. I did see a rumor NBC is going to try and buy Sunday Night Baseball. So that would be cool.
I think it would be.
Year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously there's going to be a bid war for it because somebody's, it's not like Like ESPN is unloading a lot of shit. Like Disney really messed up ESPN. That's not even an argument. Like,
Yeah.
but Disney messes up everything. Random fucking moment of the day. I was actually excited to take my daughter to see the Lilo and Stitch live action movie because like Lilo and Stitch is fantastic. They did all the early release stuff on it, and people are absolutely livid with the stuff that they changed. So I'm not going to be going to see that.
I saw some guy yesterday. He was like, it was either Lilo and Stitch or AEW. I was like, give me that 7 days a week, Lilo and Stitch over that. I did see today that Lilo and Stitch, the movie, did 362 million over the weekend. So that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this off air. Like, I think this is either the summer that theaters come back or it's the final nail in the coffin because the blockbusters and the crowd favorite type stuff that like a lot of the stuff coming into the theaters this summer is stuff that people want to see. Dogma is doing a 25th anniversary into the theater. I think that's kind of great because it's been, dude, the only way you've been able to get that movie is physical media. And like, I sold my copy of it for over $150, like easy. Like I think it was closer to 200, honestly. And I mean, I had that since it first came out, but nobody's been able to watch it. So I think it's actually going to do quite well. I think a lot of people that have never seen it or that, you know, have seen it or know about the lore or whatever, I think it's going to do well. And then there's just a lot of other things in June that just look like they're going to make money. I mean, whether or not they're going to be good is like a different conversation, but they look like movies that are going to make a lot of money. And yeah, like you said, the cost of going to the theater. I mean, I have a family of 6, so the cost of taking everybody to the theater is astronomical. We recently went to go see Revenge of the Sith for their 20th anniversary release. And I mean, all 6 of us went. I won't even tell you what it cost, but it was north of 200 after tickets and food. And that's to go to the theater, dude. Like it cost us less. Nah, I didn't. I was going to say it cost us less to go to the Brewer game, but like, yeah, like Cubs game at Brewers Park. But like, yeah, it didn't. It was probably pretty fucking comparable though, if I'm being completely honest. And if we had gone for cheaper seats, which we could have, because there were cheaper seats than what we bought, we probably could have made it a lot closer, to be honest, because the food pretty much is the same. Like what you pay for water at a theater is basically what you pay for water at a ballpark.
The behind the scenes debate on this is I sent you a photo of some fucking popcorn briefcase bucket with a drink, and the ticket cost the guy $45 to see Mission Impossible. So
I will be going to see that, by the way. I will be going to the theater to see that, even if I go see it by myself. I love the Mission Impossible movies, and I mean, Tom Cruise jumping out of planes and shit. I'm here for it, dude. No, I'm not going to see Jurassic World.
Come on,
dude. The last one was so bad. So bad.
This one has dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
To pay for all of these, please check out Zach on feetfinder.com.
Oh my God, dude. One of these days we're going to get a little bit serious and we'll have some stuff set up for that we can actually, you know, like,
for your
we can actually
Feet
say something for real. No.
Okay, so Saturday I woke up at 6:30. No alarm, no nothing to fire up the grill. Everybody got here at 3:30ish, and I think we went hard until about 11. So I didn't watch Saturday night's main event, but I watched it last night and I finished it this morning on Peacock. It was the most unbearable viewing experience of my life because every 3 minutes there's a 60-second commercial break. I should have just watched it off my DVR, but whatever.
It wasn't much better live. I'm
Really?
going to be completely honest with you. If you've seen anybody online talking about it, the commercial breaks. Now, this wasn't a PLE. Like I've seen people say that it's not a PLE. This is national broadcast time. This is NBC, right? Like, so people that are like, oh, I go to Peacock to watch everything WWE because it's a PLE. I totally get that, but it was NBC. So they're then in the national broadcast, corporations ad space. They're not in their own ad space. So they do what that channel says they have to do. It was very commercial heavy. It was entrance, commercial, entrance, like start of a match, commercial, come back, commercial, finish match. Like it was very jarring. Especially for a crowd, like viewing crowd that's gotten used to being able to watch a whole match with maybe one commercial in between, but on Peacock for PLEs, never. So anyone that expected it to be like a PLE, they're going to be pissed. It wasn't. It was a national broadcast. Overall, for a national broadcast, I thought they hit all the high points. I mean, they even got Cody out. You know what I mean? Like they did the things that they needed to do for a national broadcast. Not a lot of no backstage anything. It was just, I mean, shit, Chelsea was coming down before they had even cleared the ring. You know what I mean? Like it was boom, 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 boom.
So when I watched that was the note right there in my brain that I put. It felt like Chelsea was in the ring for 45 minutes because of the way that it was set up and commercial breaks.
Yeah, they bumped her into the ring. I mean, like I said, she came out and they were still clearing the ring. Like they weren't like, and then she sat there and they, you know, like, that match, by the way, just to like, cause we're not going to do the whole cover minutes and stuff. Right. But that match was bad. Like Zelina showed her ass and I'm sad because I cheered for Zelina to get a moment for a long, long time. And I mean, she just fumbled it hard. In my opinion, I mean, it's not just my opinion. You don't completely miss a 619 in front of everybody. I mean, they booed her. Like,
is that when she broke her nose?
When she broke Chelsea's?
Yeah.
I'm not sure because you never see the blood until the end. Like
the very end when she was on the turnbuckle.
Yeah, and I don't know when it came because it definitely wasn't there, but it could have been at the botched 619 because she got caught up in the ropes and
she got stuck in the ropes and then she still kicked her.
Yeah, and maybe it was.
Then they said, well, she didn't get all of that.
To be fair to everybody that performed, it was rushed.
Main event, especially
extremely rushed.
Oh, there was a dark match. Did you know that?
I did not.
American made the Creeds defeated the Latino World Order in 7 minutes 37 seconds. Then we had Seth and Braun with Jonah joining them to beat Punk and Sammy. That went 13 minutes. Zelina and Chelsea was only 5 minutes.
Bronson Reed coming back. That was kind of cool. I thought it was Jeff Cobb at first, to be honest. Like I thought like but it's Bronson Reed. I kind of like that. I don't know. Like it feels like they have two maulers now though, like two heavies, because Braun is definitely, that's what he is. He's not a mouthpiece. He's not the brains of the operation. So you kind of just added another big bruiser. I don't hate it though. I mean, I don't hate it.
Heyman can talk him over too.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
They have overdone the fuck out of the breaking through the barricade spot that they did that there. Stop doing that, please. Punk and Sammy with the matching tights, and it was the Free Palestine gimmick on that. That opened the show. Wouldn't it have been a better? This is another one of my thoughts. Since Saturday night's main event is a retro show, to open it with the blue cage and have that match first. Because of all the breaks, you could take the cage off and then go to your next match.
Well, they clearly didn't use the blue cage. Everybody wanted that.
That fucking chain link fence that gets lowered is the worst cage ever.
No, the worst part of that match though was Jesse fucking burying it the whole way. Just buried the match the whole time. Buried Cole. Like I thought the Cole stuff was actually kind of funny. I kind of wondered out loud if Triple H like kind of fed him those lines a little bit to like fuck with Cole. Like acting Possibly. Like him and Pat are the only two announcers that have ever wrestled, you know, like Cole's sitting there undefeated at WrestleMania. And I mean, he brought it up, but like it was I felt like they really had to tiptoe with Body there, man. Like you don't know what he's gonna say. He talked over the introductions.
Yes, he did.
Oh my god! And then he buried the match. Oh, you just walk out the door. What's this shit? And it's like,
yeah.
oh my god, dude, get him.
He's not
away
wrong
from
though.
the mic. No, he's not.
I think he just buried the finish. I thought he did a good job of putting the intensity and the blows over. I also think that this leads to like a last man standing match because the concerto finish and then Drew walked off. I think that's kind of where they're going. Damian needed that win like no one else. So I was happy he got it. But the superplex off the cage into the kick could have been the finish. And then, that elevates Damian a lot. I dug this match for some odd reason.
I thought it was the best of the night. Yeah, no, I thought Drew was the star of the night, personally. Just my opinion. And I wouldn't normally say that because he's kind of been floundering, and he always puts on a good show. He always looks great, but it doesn't look like he's got much of a direction other than I'm feuding with Taker Ramon. But I hope they're done. I kind of hope this was Drew's out. Like he needs to take some time. He probably needs to heal up a little bit. Like I don't want to see any more of it, if I'm being honest.
This went 11 minutes and 50 seconds. The tag match went 13 and everything else was way short. I think as a blood feud, it's a fine way to blow it off, but I could see that last man standing because of the way that ended.
Fair enough.
The best moment of the night for me was before this match. They introduced Leilani Kai into the, she was in the front row, whatever. Knowing Leilani personally, this is fucking huge for her because that era of women's wrestling has really been shit on. And she is probably one of the 2 or 3 most key figures of that era with Wendy and Moolah. But knowing her personally, and it means a lot. Tatanka being there, dude still looks great.
Oh yeah.
My God, they put over his Goldberg type of streak. That was cool. Then what? They had the U.S. Express out before the main, and they didn't really do anybody else. But I'm gonna guess all those people live locally in Tampa. That's why they were there.
We got half of the Bushwhackers.
Yeah, well, the other one died.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
that's why I didn't say the names.
And Jimmy Hart,
Butch, right?
It was Butch and Jimmy Hart were there.
Those were good moments too. They didn't feel as I don't know. Yeah. They were all people that I'm sure were very happy to be there and be part of it. Like it wasn't, oh, here's a rapper that nobody knows. Like it was legitimate people in the business that haven't gotten a lot of time and a lot of recognition. So I agree. It was a very cool moment. Jay and Logan were like an embarrassment by my standards. Like, and I don't hate on Logan Paul. Like, I think that he's talented. I think he could be good as a professional wrestler. But that match was just god awful. And for a title, like they both just like they buried the championship. Oh, guess what? So did Cena. Fantastic.
John. Jay and Logan felt like it went 3 minutes and then Cena comes out and then Cody came out. And I guess we're getting Jay and Cody against Logan and John at Money in the Bank now. That's what they announced.
Woo!
Yeah, it's good to see Cody. Cody looked great. He looked rested. Cena versus R-Truth. I don't even know how to describe that.
I thought it was perfect.
It was a glorified squash with comedy.
Yeah. I mean, it was exactly what it was meant to be. I mean, like R-Truth did exactly what he was out there to do, which was to try and kind of break John out of it. John definitely didn't sell that he was even thinking about not killing R-Truth. Like he did for half a second when he put the belt down, and then he just hauled off and kicked him right in the nuts. Like, so clearly John is still on his shit, and that's what we're going to continue to get. I kind of thought that Truth was going to break that up a little bit more, but I mean, here we go. He gets involved in the main event and to ruin wrestling, and
clearly,
whatever.
yeah. Ruin. Yeah, Jay still looks like shit, man.
Oh my god, dude, so bad. Like I get get it. I understood the yes movement too, but Daniel Bryan was phenomenal in ring.
Yeah.
Jay is so sloppy, so lazy. He can barely get his leg up for a kick. Like, I'm burying him right. Like, I'm shitting on him right now. And I kind of feel bad about it. So I'm going to backtrack just a little bit on that, because I don't want to do that shit. But yeah, I was ignoring it. But I mean, he's your champion right now. So it definitely shows that they're concentrated on the money. Like, and I think we all know that. I mean, WrestleMania also kind of proving that, with them slouching off to go back to Vegas. It sounds like, I don't know. I haven't seen anything official, to be honest. Like,
yeah, it's officially official.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a money grab. Like, we all know that, because all anybody did was bitch about the prices. So like, yeah, like when this guy is your champion, you're clearly worried about the money. You're clearly worried about the attendance. And the problem to me with that is that shit fades and it turns quick. And that's how you start losing ticket sales. Like, we've seen it happen, but whatever. They're in charge of the business. They do their thing. I'm just a spectator, you know?
The good thing is we have Money in the Bank as the next pay-per-view, so that title reign can come to an end very shortly. Battleground. The opening match was Sol Ruca versus Kaylani.
Well, what did you think of the show overall?
B, maybe.
Okay. Okay. I know that I called the main event.
Yeah. I think we called that in an episode about three episodes ago.
Yeah. Put the belt on Trick, man.
Yeah. It wasn't overpoweringly great. There was nothing that was embarrassing. Even Stacks and Tony D'Angelo wasn't awful like I thought it would be, because I hate Tony D'Angelo. Sol Ruca hit one of the most impressive cutters. She did a backflip into a cutter off the top rope. Hank and Tank with Josh Briggs versus the Culling, whatever the fuck that is. It was Jensen, Nico Vance, and Ty Dillinger. That wasn't very good. I don't like Hank and Tank.
Okay.
Spears always works well. Brooks Jensen ain't bad. There wasn't much of this Nico fellow. Izzy Dame is an attractive young lady. Stacks and Tony was fine for what it was. Now you pick it up and you have Stephanie and Jordan. Stephanie just is so much better than Jordan. It's not even funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I Stephanie might be
top 3 right now in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. She just knows how to do it, man. Like she knows what she's doing at every turn, and she makes it all look fucking amazing. Like, there's just something about her, and I'm a big fan, man. I'm a big fan. Jordan is probably not much better than where she's at, sadly, but
yeah, I still don't get it. She has a physique, but that's about it. She's not a good promo because of the voice, and she needs developmental. Let's just say that. After this was over, they went backstage to interview Stephanie, and there were 2 AAA women that were like ringside. They were arguing. They were arguing backstage with Stephanie, and then while this is going on, JC Jane comes up to Stephanie and slaps the shit out of her. So I guess that would be the next way that they go.
Right on.
It was just really weird because they're arguing in Spanish. And it was weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that she's going to be basically the headliner of Worlds Collide. Like,
maybe we'll see. That is weird too because that's the same day as Money in the Bank, and that's at 3, and Money in the Bank's at 7.
Yeah.
Next, you had Obafemi versus Miles Bourne. This went 17 minutes, but it felt like it went 5 because Oba is fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
Miles Bourne isn't bad either. But Oba, my fucking lord, is he good. He's way better than Trick and Joe Hendry.
Mhm.
Joe Hendry is a lot like Jordan, where he may be over, but the moves ain't there. And
Okay.
Trick is probably the same way. So comparably, Trick he's connected with the fans clearly,
Mhm.
but I think he's a little just like sloppy / timing off. I bet that would be the best way to describe it. But nothing embarrassing. And you can see
Typical
that
NXT push, right? Like they went out and they did their NXT thing.
Yeah,
They
well,
worked
NXT
hard, worked fast.
not the beginning of NXT when they had stars, but
Right.
for developmental NXT, it was fine.
Good.
And it was over at like 10 o'clock. So
yeah, Oba. I mean, we're big fans here. We think he's got some big things ahead of him. I personally, I mean, like I said, I called it. Like I wanted Trick to take that belt. I don't know why, because I don't necessarily know what their plan is at this point with it. Like what do you do with the belt on a guy that you consider a WWE talent? But we'll see. I mean, they obviously have some sort of plan. But Trick, I'm a fan of Trick. Everybody else, I mean, Sol Ruka has had a rocket on her down there, and I think that she's proven why. I don't know how it's going to translate into longer form matches with, more storytelling and everything, but you worry about that when you get there, right? Like to have a skill set to be able to kick off a show like this and impress, I think is why they're pushing her as hard as they are. And I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even know, like, I think I knew like a while ago, but even until they pushed it on Saturday night's main event, I was like, oh fuck, there's more wrestling tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I was still watching the Coca-Cola 500 or 600. Sorry.
600,
yeah. Because
even I know that.
Yeah, my day was dedicated to motorsports yesterday from start to finish. Anything to close out NXT Battleground?
Yeah, I will add that into the preview for Worlds Collide. The only person that they showed in the crowd was El Hijo de Vikingo, and they announced he's going to work Chad, not
Americano.
No, Chad. At Worlds Collide, they announced the Legado del Fantasma, Angel Berto, and Santos versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown, which will be exciting to see Psycho Clown.
Yep.
And Ricky Saints or Ethan Page will be defending the NXT North American title. That will be on Tuesday's NXT. Saints versus Ethan. So that's all they've announced, and this show is, 2 weeks away? June 7th.
Is that where Money in the Bank is? To be honest, I don't even know the date on that. Everything's so confusing right now. They just keep...
Because there's so much.
Well, and they keep changing shit. We talked about it with Mania. Like they keep pulling, like they announce something and then they pull it and they change it. And it's gotten to be a problem for someone like me. I don't know. I mean, we used to be able to sit down and have our calendar for the year pretty much fucking mapped out. And now it feels like they're just going to make something up and throw it at the wall. I mean, I'm not crying because the more entertainment, like the more product we get, I mean, the more fun we have with it, but it's a little, it's kind of feeling like what UFC did and just oversaturating. And now it's like, oh, there's a fight night on tonight. I didn't even fucking know,
Yeah. We actually skip those now, unless there's somebody we want to see.
Yeah. 100%. I can see it going the same route.
So the June 7th, here's another little wrinkle into it. The AAA Worlds Collide show is at the Great Western Forum. The Lakers played in the 80s, 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Money in the Bank is at the new Intuit Dome, the $5 billion arena. So
Where
you
they
have to
did
go.
the first episode of Raw, right?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
there. So imagine if you live out there and you want to go to two shows, you got to go to two arenas in the same day, and you have to. I don't know how far apart they are.
I was just going to say that. How much traffic are you going to have to sit in to get from one to the other?
Right. Fucking assholes. Money in the Bank. We have the tag match that we just talked about with Cody and Jay versus Cena and Logan. You have the men's Money in the Bank. So far Solo and LA Knight are in, and the women's, which has Alexa, Julia, Rhea, and Roxanne so far. So that'll be a banger.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I want to know everybody that's in it before I start to make predictions, though. We don't even know who's in it. Like those numbers aren't full. They're nowhere near full.
There's 2 more qualifiers tonight.
Okay. All right. So. Fantastic. So my Sunday started at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time for anyone over in Europe that doesn't know anything about time zones over here, to watch Monaco, because I'm a Formula One geek. I don't know if we've gotten to that yet. I am one of those people that didn't really watch it or know too much about who was doing what regularly until Drive to Survive, but Drive to Survive, it doesn't give, like, I don't consider people that are like, oh, I love Drive to Survive, so therefore I love F1. I think that's kind of horseshit. If you watch that show, it doesn't give you any information about what the sport is actually about, how the races go, how the weekends go. It just gives you the drama of like the behind scenes stuff, which everybody loves, right? I mean, you and I watched the Boston Netflix series. I don't know if you've watched the LA Dodgers New York Yankees World Series thing that's on Apple TV, but it's pretty fucking great. Yeah, it's pretty good. It just covers the World Series last year. It's like 3-hour episodes. But yeah, so I watch every practice and qualifying for every race, when they're on. Like we have F1 TV. My wife and I are huge fans. So we get up 8 a.m. to watch Monaco because that's when it starts. As I've already covered, Monaco turns into kind of like a procession. It's not really a good race. The streets are too narrow. Like the cars are too big and the streets are too narrow. So you quite literally have nowhere where you can get around people. And then this year, the FIA, which is the governing body of Formula One, and a lot of other racing, by the way, WEC, like where Le Mans is and stuff like that, they oversee all of that. They made it a mandatory 2 pit stop race. Normally in Formula One, you have to stop at least once and you have to use 2 different types of tires. They don't do fuel refills like they do in NASCAR or Indy. You get your tank of gas and you have a hybrid system. And that's what you have to use for the whole race. You do not get to refill fuel. So it changed strategy of the race. People did a lot of janky shit where they slowed way down. And since people can't get ahead of them, they slow the whole field down so that the people in front of them can pit, their teammate in front of them can pit, and then come back out in their exact same spot. It was a lot of manipulation. A lot of the drivers were pissed about it after the race. I personally hated it. I know a lot of people are like, well, it did make it more interesting. The top 10 still finished in their exact qualifying positions. So it didn't change anything. And it just made the racing worse, in my opinion, because it's all about manipulation. So that was like a pretty big failure. But it's Monaco. It's one race in the calendar. They race 26, I think now. So you kind of move on to the next week, which will be Barcelona, which is always amazing. And yeah, Lando got another win, his second win of the season. And I hate it because he sucks. Anyway, this is the moment where I go into my rant about Max Verstappen being the best driver in the world, but I'm not going to do the whole rant. I'm just going to say he is the best driver in the world. Kyle Larson goes on Pat McAfee. McAfee ends up being a caveman about it, talking about how F1 is boring, blah, blah, blah. he kind of gives away. I love Pat McAfee. This show has tons, like, just go back. There's tons of evidence of how much I love Pat, but it's his worst take because he just doesn't know he acts like he doesn't know anything if he does about what it's actually about. And he had Kyle Larson on, who was attempting to do the double, which is run Indy 500 and then run the Coca-Cola 600. Spoiler alert, he didn't finish either race, but he talked about being the best driver in the world and blah, blah, blah. They asked Max about it. Max makes a comment like, well, whatever. I don't go in circles. So it turned into a whole, what?
That was a big deal back in the day, Indy and Coca-Cola.
It still is. I mean,
I'm saying like the people that fly
doing the double. The only person who has ever done it successfully is Tony Stewart. He's the only person who has ever finished both races, because that's completing the double, right? I mean, you can try it, but if you can't complete both races, you haven't really done it. And Tony Stewart's the only one who's ever done it. And I think he probably will be for a while, unless somebody from Indy decides to try and finish the Coca-Cola 600 and gets it done, because I don't think a NASCAR driver, like, it just right now, it's just so tough. Like, that field, I'm going to get there. So Monaco wraps up and I jump right into Indy. As I said, I've watched all the practice sessions. I've watched qualify. Like, I've been up on Indy this year. I'm not always the biggest guy up on Indy, just because their style of racing is like, it's like 2 or 3 forms down, in my opinion. I understand that people love it. They go fucking fast as fuck, but they start a race with 40 drivers and they end with like 12, because most of them aren't competent enough to actually finish the race. And I know that that's an exaggeration. There are a lot of drivers in IndyCar that wouldn't be professionals in other form of motorsports. And that is a complete shot to them, in my opinion. Like, I'm not even being nice about it. I truly believe that they have a lot of people that just aren't good enough to be in cars.
So why, this is the biggest race of the year.
100%.
Why are there only 33 people in it?
They have a limit. Like, I mean, it's just, you have to qualify. You have a limit. I don't know how many people actually finished on the lead lap, because I haven't looked at the actual ending standings, and then they'll have penalties and everything else. But I'm guessing it was about half the field.
It doesn't show it on here.
They ran a quarter of the laps under caution. Like, I love the spectacle. Oh yeah. But it was also a lot of like individual shit. Like, one guy hits wall, one guy can't brake. The most disappointing thing, and I'm sorry that this is really shitting on it, because it is a great spectacle and it is supposed to be the biggest American, blah, blah, blah. NASCAR has way bigger races, by the way, but it was awesome. 600,000 people were there, dude. But there were 2 different incidents in the pit lane. Like, when you have pit people in danger, that shit, like that, we're in 2025. That shit should not be happening. And you had a guy run over half of his pit crew, and one of the dudes broke his leg or broke his ankle or something. And then another one where half the fucking pit wall was on fire. The car was on fire. Like, a dude had to get, like, one of the pit guys had to get rushed to the hospital because his hands got burnt. Like, it's Bush League, man. Like, it just doesn't look professional. It doesn't look great. Will Buxton going from Formula One to IndyCar, I think, really was a big deal. Actually, both him and what's his nuts, Tony Hinchcliffe, they took from Formula One TV. They've been on Formula One TV for years and moved to IndyCar to be 2 of the announcers, because they have a European growth. There are a lot of people tuning into Indy now that like only watch Formula One. And I dig it, but it's subpar racing, and it was boring. I didn't enjoy the race at all. And in the end, the guy who's won 5 out of 6 races this season, there have been 6 races this season. He's won 5 of them in Alex Palou, and he ran away with it. They tried to make it sound like it was going to be exciting at the end. It wasn't. Like, it's dominant. Good for him. I love dominance. I have no issue with dominance, but if you're going to bitch that's what happens in Formula One, and when it's happening in your series, like, you can't really, like, don't be a dick. Kyle Larson didn't even come close to finishing it, wrecked his car, and he was never going to finish it. I thought he torpedoed it, honestly. I mean, that might be being mean, but my opinion of this dude dropped super low because I was all about the respect. I was like, this dude's going to do the double. That's a big deal. I want to see it. I'm cheering for him. Let's go. I want to see it. But after the interview on McAfee and like just some of the other shit, it's like, just couldn't root for it. He crashed, gets to the Coca-Cola, got wrecked twice. Never even came close to finishing that race either. So he didn't finish either race, which is the Coca-Cola 600. The Coca-Cola 600 is a huge deal for NASCAR. It's the longest race, 400 fucking laps, and it is a grind. I reaffirmed my love for NASCAR yesterday. I was born into a NASCAR family. My grandpa, my uncle, my dad, everybody has been a NASCAR fan since I was a kid, and I've grown up watching it. I've gone to races. I was a Dale Earnhardt fan, and I was in college when he died, and it was sad. And I loved his son. I still do. Junior's fucking great. I was a Jeff Gordon hater back in the day. Like I legit just backed away from the sport once they started doing the segmented races where they do them in like stations or whatever they call them. I don't know what they call them. But last night was awesome. Like it was phenomenal. The racing was so exciting. They went balls to the wall. Those cars are fantastic. Like I'm 100% back in on NASCAR right now. My dad's going to be very happy to hear that. But as a dude who's been primarily Formula One and WEC recently, because I love endurance racing, when you have to race for 8 hours or 24 hours or 12 hours, like in some of the fastest, craziest cars out there, I love that shit. European racing really got into me and hasn't let go. But NASCAR is still great. Like it still is. Indy, I wanted to be like, it's still great. It's still, it's not. It's not. NASCAR is still fucking great. And I think there's, I respect it 100%. Again, as the dude who's like, oh, European drivers are superior. Like NASCAR is still pretty fucking great. Kyle Larson is trash and I will hate him forever.
I see he finished 37th.
There you go. Atta boy.
But he led 34 laps.
Yeah, early on at the beginning because he took the pole.
Okay.
No, he didn't take the pole. He was in second.
Second, Briscoe.
Yeah, Briscoe. Chase
Briscoe. Wes Briscoe. Jerry Briscoe.
Chase Briscoe.
Jerry Briscoe.
Chase Briscoe.
So unlike you,
Yes.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Oh yeah.
See what I did there?
Oh yeah, dude. Hey, we're family, bro. We understand. We're going up to the Road America course next weekend to watch the motorbikes. So we're going to watch the bike races. And then I think I'm going to head back up there in August to see the GT3s run. You know Franz Hermann, don't you? Oh,
I only know Ulf Herman.
He's Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen.
Yeah, I like to watch Slippery Steps on ESPN. Around the Horn's over.
Around the Horn. Yeah, Around the Horn is over. That was kind of, I saw the sign-offs on that. Tim Kalishaw kind of ripped them up a little bit. I liked it. But I used to watch that show religiously. Like I'd watch PTI and then Around the Horn every fucking day.
5 o'clock and 5:30 every day.
And then it all just died. ESPN died.
Around the Horn died to me when they took Tony Reale, or no, Max off and put Tony Reale on.
Yeah. He was,
but it was
just that guy.
It was so stupid because it was just opinions, and if he liked your opinion, you got points.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the format, and I enjoyed that they had journalists on there talking, like, you know, people that they took their job seriously.
Yeah.
And their job was to know the facts, right? Like that's the thing. We do this, and we're just kind of like, there's so many times where I'm like, I don't fucking know, because I'm not a fucking journalist. I don't get paid to know shit. I'm not even getting paid to do this. This is just for fun. Like, so I say
Yeah,
stupid shit. Those guys,
we went to the Bobby Heenan School of Broadcast Journalism.
exactly. They were professionals, and now it's athletes. And I don't care what athletes have to say very much.
I heard that, that like he got I think it was Collishaw. He said I got released for Kendrick Perkins, who they consider a legend. He was a fucking bench warmer. Who cares?
And I mean, I like former athletes as color guys in my commentary booth. That's always fun. That, like, when Mongo was doing Bears games, dude, that was fucking amazing. Like those, like, but for your everyday opinions and I'm sorry, I want somebody who it's their job to know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, that's what they do. What else you got, buddy?
The Cubs' first pitch is in 7 minutes. They play the lowly Rockies today.
At home.
Yeah. 9-44 Rockies.
Hey, they beat the Yankees, though.
Yeah. It's good to see the Dodgers. The Dodgers have been slipping too.
I don't know. We've talked a lot about them. I don't know. I don't know where they go. Like, if they don't win everything, nobody cares. They're a failure. And I love that. Like, I love that, because a team like mine, team like this team that doesn't have that pressure, that's out there having fucking fun, dude, they could take them by surprise and wallop them over the head. So, and they've already beaten them. Like, to be fair, they've played the Dodgers really well this season. Not so great in Japan, but I'm loving baseball, and I will be watching this game as soon as we log off here.
Check out Sack Streams. He's on Twitch. He's on YouTube.
Sometimes,
he's all over the place.
Hey, if you and I do some co-op, we're gonna set it up, man. We're gonna put it up on Twitch. We're gonna stream that shit.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. I got my setup in the office ready to go. Now that I got this fancy recliner, I can put my feet up and just slug some balls.
Slug. Yeah, I'll pitch, you hit, right? Can we do that?
No, it rotates every inning.
Okay. All right.
Mike Rips has hit 200 subscribers.
Congratulations, Mike Rips.
Almost 83,000 views totally.
Killing it.
We're doing pretty well over there.
Go check out Mike Rips and look at his butts. They're juicy.
My butts. A lot of people have seen those. I'm thinking about maybe looking into a Shopify so I can get some shirts made.
Oh, I love this. Yeah, I love this idea.
You could walk around with a shirt that says, "I'm your foodie daddy."
I love you.
Yeah, maybe a little subscription service. I got a lot of shit actually this weekend about my Sunday dinners and how I don't review them. I can't review cooking that my wife does. I'll just look like an asshole being like,
mid.
Right?
Maybe it's just that you don't ever show yourself like eating the meal, because like other stuff, when you're doing your like your chips or your cookies and shit, you're always eating it. So maybe you just need to take a big fucking bite of whatever it is you have on your dinner plate for that night.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I like them the way they are. I personally love them, and I like different. That you have little variations between them, dude. I dig it. I dig it the most. I'm your biggest fan, motherfucker.
I love you in a non-gay way.
That's too bad. All right. Hey, it's Memorial Day. I think
I was going to say, I think the best way to sign off today is thank you for making the ultimate sacrifice.
100%. Love you guys.
We'll be back in 2 weeks. We love you all.